Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to listeners of DBS Radio, both locally and internationally. Tonight, we bring you live coverage of Shedong Mass Camp at M&G Jokot and Bar in Castle Comfort. And tonight, Shedong Mass Camp tent number 1 is brought to you compliments Fine Food Inc., Continental Store, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. Tonight, my name is Edgar Hunter, and along me is
they are
Ashton Walker's Lugie. And I just want to say good night to the people listening at home and abroad. Welcome to the Mass Camp first showdown tent at M&G in Castle Comfort. M&G, Edgar, that's the name?
Yes, M&G Jokot.
M&G
Jokot.
Jerk, like jerk chicken.
And
you say
jerk
the
pork.
jerk too, like Edgar, you're afraid to say the jerk, man. It's like a Jamaican, man. Jerk chicken,
Yeah,
man.
jerk chicken, man.
Jerk
Yeah.
hut. Okay, so welcome. Yeah, it's got to be Edgar. Yep.
Yeah, and tonight, workers, we expect a wonderful night. I mean, they started a little late because it's a new venue. And you can see they put a lot of work in trying to put the venue together. So we must apologize on behalf of Mass Camp. But we expect a wonderful night. We have some really good Calypsonians with us tonight. I see we have the president, the Murphy Side, John Jules, Desmond Lawrence Lulu, Vernice Joseph, Lady V, Cecil Lockhart, Picklock, Khadija Meneville, the Lioness, Al Kazimi, Dr. Al Kazimi, known as the Ace, Iceworth Coffee, Works Up, Gael Regis, Trinity, Steve Williams, Triumph, Joey Lloyd, The Explosion, Shirley Charles, Lady S, Randolph Joseph, Mask Eruption, Abel John Baptist, Checo, Daryl Bob, or King Bob, and of course our 8-time Calypso King will close the night, Denison Joseph, King Dice.
Well, again, that looks like a very, very nice lineup, one that is filled with, I can say, experience and also, newcomers, some fresh young voices, and so we're expecting a great show. They have veterans like Explosion, you have veterans like Sai, and Sai coming back in the camp. Sai was out for a while, and saw him on Wednesday night doing a stirring performance of Mass in the Cemetery by Solo. So we expect Sai here tonight. So it looks like a nice lineup. If you're not here yet, it looks like it's going to be a nice show tonight here at the M&G Joke Hut and at Castle Comfort. And of course, Edgar, the band itself has just striked up, playing the opening number and just testing the song. So we expect a great show there tonight, Edgar.
Yes, I'm Workers. And as you were saying about Sai, to me I see on the program, Sai will also be doing the tribute to Melvin King Solo Constant. So we expect another performance by Sai of Mass in the Cemetery.
And even Edgar, before we even really commence, first of all, let's like to send out heartfelt sympathies to the Constant family, King Solo, Melvin Constant, who passed away last week or 2 weeks ago. And of course, seeing that it's the season, seeing that we want to kind of celebrate the life of Solo. So as we go along, Edgar, sometimes we'll just want to talk about Solo, King Solo, what we know about him, what people can know. And as the time gets closer to Carnival, we want to do some probably interviews with people that knew Solo, how he started, probably some of his family, friends, children, see what we could get just to bring back, because we know, and personally, in my opinion, the best calypso ever from Dominica was Mass in the Cemetery, Edgar.
And I share that view for Workers, closely followed by Humble Servant by King NC. Very, 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 very close. But because of such creativity in the work Solo did with Mass in the Cemetery, I give him a victory by about 0.1 of a point over NC's Humble Servants.
They were both great calypso in their own rights, But I think the edge of Solo is that probably he was a better storyteller in terms of, um, really putting things, a lot of creativity in his writing. Very, very creative, and good performer as well. Great singer, great presentation. He was a great performer. And the thing about Solo is that as he continued, he got better. Solo probably would have won 5 crowns in a Red Girl straight.
Well, I feel so too. When Solo was performing as a little boy, maybe I was still at primary school, but I know for sure at those days we used to listen to the radio,
Yeah.
and the radio used to be on late in the night. So some of my I grew up in an extended family, so some would go to the show while some would stay home, but the radio on. So little boy, being I always inquisitive. I always like calypso. I don't know why. Always attracted to calypso,
Yeah.
and I remember Solo in his heydays. Especially as you said, that song Mass in the Cemetery. And one that had a big impact on me was Simbot.
Right.
Simbot, I find that was classical. How he could, take a simple person and made them into a giant for Calypso.
Right. I was about Edgar in 1975 when Solo won with 75 when he won his first crown. I
73. He won his first crown.
Well, yeah, 73. Actually, when he first saw his triple crown there.
Oh.
Actually, I was a little boy, and I went to the Arawak Cinema. That was in Arawak Cinema. I saw the show. I remember vividly that show because Solo was really, really, really destined to take the crown. As a matter of fact, what used to happen is that Solo had his serious fans, his real fans, real diehard fellas like Desmond Hollins. I don't know if you know the name.
Yes.
And these guys would be running around betting money early on Solo, $100 in the year, well, whatever money it was at that time, and Solo would always emerge the winner. I remember that year, Solo was just a classic in the thing. I saw it, and it's the first time I really saw him perform, and it's the first time I was really, really impressed with that guy and said, that is the best thing I saw on stage, man, since.
Yes, and he had an unassuming personality. It wasn't. When you see him off stage, a very quiet person, but once the light camera came on, it was action.
Yeah. The thing about him, and people knew, I always saw him. He was a sort of, he used to work in the ministry of whatever ministry it was, but he was a, what you call it, messenger, well-dressed messenger. One of the most best dressed man I know was King Solo in Roseau. Well-dressed, clean, neat-looking, decent. Well, and I remember one of his people that he worked with at the time, and I'd like to call her name Edith Telemark, that is in Kenfield now. I'd like to say good night to her.
By the way, that's my nenen, eh? Edith Telemark is my nenen. So I also want to say good night. Nenen, good night.
Yeah, I don't understand, but I want to say good evening to her and wish her all the best for the new year. But she used to say that Solo, during his lunch break, would write, spend his time working on his song, writing his song, crafting his song. And she couldn't believe, imagine, she said she knew when Mass in the Cemetery was written. And that is the kind of guy Solo was. Very focused. And you could hear it in his words. And Edgar, when we talk about authentic Calypso, trying to make Calypso authentic and real, and really the mouthpiece, and really focus on the creativity and the writing and make Calypso what it really should be. I'm not saying what it was, it will always change. But authentic Calypso, we make it what it should be. And guys going back, really developing the skill of writing, they should really look at those kind of guys.
I agree. Now, if you have a song like Mass in the Cemetery, this is timeless. Every time you hear it, it's songs new. I've never heard it and it became rusty. It's always new. So this is a classic. Yeah. And if a man, and I really want to clarify, Waka, because I'm not sure who wrote Mass in the Cemetery.
King Solo wrote that. You may have heard other things. Probably they may have, like, I can write a song and you can critique it. You can make slight changes to the song. Doesn't mean you write the song. I wrote the song, and you just made slight changes. You cannot claim the song. It's still my song.
In the days of copyright, if you add a word, you co-write. Well, in these days of copyright.
Well, yeah, but you didn't see that. Yeah. But is there any dispute?
No.
I don't know why you brought that up anyway.
Because I wasn't sure. Because of this song is so huge.
But
I always ask myself, who wrote it?
Then again, if you want to say that it is so well written, and then it may have been, somebody
No,
else.
no, no. I never thought it was
No,
somebody else.
okay.
I
But
just
then
was. I
look,
never
look.
heard
If
this
you wanna,
person.
if you wanna look at his other songs. He had a song called Simbot. You like
Yeah,
Simbot? Well
classic.
crafted.
Yeah, well crafted.
Taking a character from Rosa and really bringing him up there with using the words. That is a genius. And then he had another song called 76 is Plenty Licks. When he come, no matter what they try, he go whip them.
Licks in
And
76,
action and
yeah.
style, I go whip them. King Solo was really, he's one of, if you want to look at somebody you want to model on, that is authentic Calypsonian, real Calypsonian writer, singer, you look at King Solo and you learn from him a lot. I didn't see much videos of him. That's the only thing I was disappointed. Like today, I was trying to get something where he had interviews. I hardly saw any interviews with Solo. I don't know who would have that, but it would be nice, Yeah.
Well, I feel Alex Bruno may have some work because he entered into the Hall of Fame in 2008. And Alex Bruno, remember, was the head of the Hall of Fame committee. So I'm sure that Mr. Alex Bruno has some, he did a lot of research and interviewed Solo a lot. And I guess maybe he will tell the story, especially during this difficult time for Solo. Oh, by the way, Wackers, one of Solo's sons went to school with me. I think his name was Kervin Constant. For matter of fact, we used to call him Solo at primary school. Yeah. So I just want to express my deepest condolences to Kervin Constant and the rest of the family of Solo, as well as all the Calypso family. We have lost a giant.
That's right. And while we are at it too, we want to say good evening to NC. I understand NC is at the hospital. I saw Peter Prosper today, this morning actually, just came from seeing him. And of course, we always reach NC, the best, one of our prolific writers as well, one of the best Calypsonians to grace the stage in Dominica, one of the, especially when it comes to political issues, social issues. NC was one of the best crafters of Calypso in Dominica. NC is a guy you could go into a Calypso show, Edgar, and he could sing 10 lines, 10 verses, sorry, and every verse making sense. You want to hear the next one. It's not like some guys come with 5, 6 verses and too boring, they should have cut off a long time. And since to sing, I must sing about it. But as we speak, the band is just trying to do their first number. Haven't they?
Sound like a song check to me still, so
song
I'm
check.
not sure.
So we have had great Calypso, Edgar, like NC, somebody else we should really.
And one of my, I really would want to wish NC a speedy recovery. I thought one of his daughters, she is now a doctor, Nicole Cyril. He had that daughter with Patricia Sandy. And, I really, really want to wish him a speedy recovery. Because we can't lose two maestros at the same time. I call them maestros, two real gladiators of Calypso.
That's right.
Yeah. But as we were saying about Solo, though, no praise is big enough. And, and I hope, the Calypso Association will find a way this year to really highlight Solo. And even if it's post his death, I would also like, I wish the government could also give Solo some form of medal to show his recognition, because Solo, out of the 3 Calypsonians who tributed, we had Dice, we had Idol, well, Dice did it twice, Idol, and Solo were the 3. And I think Solo, as you said, is one of the Calypsonians that had the biggest impact on Calypso. For it to have a song that is over 40-something years old, and it songs as fresh every day, and we are, really all now so arguing between it and Humble Servant, which one is the number one. We need to give Solo some kind of recognition nationally.
I'm definitely in support of that, full support, Edgar. As a matter of fact, I even want to go further. I think he should be probably given an official funeral. Just, I'm not sure in what category that would fit in. I'm not saying about, I think it is more reserved to politicians, to people that have passed through parliament and so on. However, I think he deserves it, something like that.
Well,
maybe
he will not be able to get a state funeral.
Not a state, but I'm saying an official.
But I'm sure maybe he can get.
That's right.
Some kind of official recognition, right. But done in an official way.
And there's also something else I was thinking of, and I mentioned the Calypso Association. They should chat sort of. I think Sai is the only one doing a song of his, like Mass in the Cemetery. But I would like a sort of reenactment of that. You remember when he did that, and he had all the characters on stage. He had Ophelia Mary singing as Sissy Codero, and I remember that presentation. That night, Edgar, he won hands down. He shouldn't even go and sing a second round. I remember when it's talk about like and with Tambe on the iron, a guy running it for iron, you know, and what Solo was doing is bringing out those various characters. I remember WCK did a song, or OBP did a song about that characters, and the characters in Roseau was really the heartbeat of Roseau, you know. These were the people I remember growing up in Roseau. And if you know the people, because Solo, like he like to say, Lagos is a place like he used to really he grew up and he thought it was like Simbot, Ugly Willie, Harold Macaxida, Sunshine, Big Live here. Edgar Roseau was just a land of characters.
Well, I kind of know some of these characters too, because I'm not too much younger than that.
That's what I tell you. Yeah. It was a joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, it's nice to see Calypso come back, Edgar. You know, after 2 years of on the pressure, I would call it. There is a certain kind of buzz, a sort of energy, a sort of like break free from whatever it used to be for Calypso this year and for the season on the whole. You could see it the way it have started. Tomorrow we know is the opening of Carnival, and there is a sort of buzz. Edgar, you better watch out this year because this year going to be explosive. Yeah, personally, I see that coming already.
Well, because I've listened to some of the calypsos already. We have some really, really, really sweet calypsos this year. You can see the guys have listened to us, the comments we have been making. You know, a lot of them have gone to the drawing board. Artistics are not the same topic, a wide variety of topics. I haven't heard King Dice yet or King Bob, and I'm sure tonight they will have something really good. And people like Checo, who is now, I guess, doing a little song check in the band, you know, try to get the band together. You know, I want to really hear him. Even Soul Puss,
yep.
you know, because Mascam has some really good Calypsonians too. So I am sure we are going to have a wonderful season, not without controversy.
Yeah,
because I know the judge is going to have a very difficult task on their hands.
Yeah, and you said it from the beginning. The fact is that we here try to our best to analyze Calypso. You know, as is what we hear is what we try to analyze and bring out, and as if you want break down so that the people get a clear understanding. We never try to take side or be biased or show that biasness. It's not a part of us. But I know with the panel we have here, we try our best to do what we're supposed to do. Of course, we take whatever we criticism we get. It has to be constructive. It has to be, you know. But we always look for improvement on that show. And one thing I'd like to do is congratulate the guys that I work with. I think they are worth it.
And same here, workers. I mean, we want to congratulate you too. I mean, you've been a writer. You've been, you have sang songs to yourself. You also been, I mean, one of the best guitarists. I mean, you're a pioneer. You're a creator of a music, Buyo music. And I mean, so I watch in Issa Band and I follow now the leading Buyo artist in Dominica. Just today I see him put out something is in France. I think 2 days ago that is in Spain. You know, and you can see a music that you help create, you know, have just been traveling through the world. And I mean, this music, Buyo music, it roots in Calypso. And from Calypso, Cardas came. And from Cardas, we explored, the guys like you explored. And today, you know, we have Buyo music. And look at what Issa is doing. Even Triple K was in Europe the other day. I mean, we are Shelly, you know, from Signal Band. And Signal Band also making waves. So we just had this guy, I mean, although he ended up in some misfortune, Suki. I mean, his song was just banging right through the region. You know, so music that you help create, a music that people like Cornell and Ra and people like Irvin, Cornell's brother, and the king of bass, Keith in terms of Buyo, you know, and Pelham John Baptist, and our partner Wayne from Portsmouth, and Martindale, and all, and people like Carl Nextby, music created, you know, and look at what it has done, you know. So I mean. And all of it roots from Calypso, you know, so I'm so proud to see what happening, you know.
I always see WCK as an institution, you know, and it's simple. A scale is made out of 7 notes. A note's only to know just song this one. A note just have a song, but it doesn't have music, it doesn't have melody. It has to be created into a scale to make like 7 notes that form a scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That form a scale. From a scale, you can build certain things. You can create music. So therefore, my point is that music works when all heads are put together musically. And that's the only way music can be created. No one man is an island in music. And any great musician will tell you that. That is why people transcise in music. They might say they started this way, like Sting in the Police, and then he move and he start playing jazz. Because he expand, because music is limitless. And anytime you want to be, and there is no argument also like I. It's not I in music. It's not about I. And that is what I like WCK about. WCK has become an institution in which a number of great musicians have passed through. You could call them.
But while we're on it, to do a little job there, too, when we talk about WCK, we have to find a way how we can bring back, Ra, some way, somehow, to work, because no Ra is needed in CK.
Well, Edgar,
because I just say it's a team that believes.
Edgar,
I don't want to get involved in
well, you better not.
I don't do that.
No, but let's say.
I really would like to see, honestly, how we can work it out.
I respect that opinion.
And I don't want you to get involved in
No. I respect that
and
opinion.
that's not the plan for my discussion,
all.
But as you said, WCK is truly an institution.
Yeah.
And not just an institution. When you create something new, you're special. Yeah. You understand? WCK created your music.
And the good thing about it, Edgar, is that music evolves. Music can never be one way. Because what you hear in the blues started years ago and it evolved. And it's every transcend and it improved. So it is not something that will stay. So the young people will come with their creativity, their own minds, and they will touch it. So if you created something, don't expect it to remain the same with the young people. They will come and they will do their own thing and they will create it and take it to their level. What we may have a problem is sometimes is what they speak about, because we believe that the message is always in the music. You are not just a musician, you're not just a storyteller, but you're an educator in music. You teach people. So what you say is very important. So it's like, that's why I like to listen to people like, I was listening to Black Stallion, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Carlyle. That was saying that in a song, when he say, Wine Mary Wine, it's a song about, they tell him go and sing smart and thing. He say, yeah man, he can sing smart, but not yet. He have to sing about this so people suffer in the ghetto first. Yeah. And then he go sing about the pushback and the bass back and thing. And then he goes, you don't see the creativity in music. You can talk dirty, but you haven't got to be too dirty. That is just my opinion. I believe smart will always happen. Dirtiness will happen. The selfish in calypso will always be sung about. But I think sometimes don't give it to us. Don't slap it. Don't throw it in our face like a kick. Yeah. Don't give it to us like that. Let us try and dig for it a little.
We know success, but let's do it. Yeah,
let us go and find the lead. Let us go and search. Like when you had something before and you go and play. You go and play and you go and look for it. They say, go and look for it. So you go and search for it. So eventually somebody will find it. But give us a little discovery, Let us be explorers, adventurers. So sometimes I believe it go that way, honestly.
Because I think King Dice dressed in a beautiful pink shirt and a black pants. I think he's about he and Miss Frederica Riley. I said they're going to do some of the MC
and she's
tonight.
Pink, by the way.
Yeah. Also in a nice light pink. Pink seems to be the color for the night. So they're just about to take. So can we join them on stage?
Yep.
Friday till the carnival season. Don't forget. Man P. Good night to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Could we just, for those of us who are sitting, could we just stand and do the first verse of the national anthem, please?
I love beauty, I love splendor, I do also reach and fear. Almost surely gaze in wonder at thy so reach and where rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol healthy land so like all fountains, giving cheer that warms the soul. Yes, I.
And we
Yeah,
call
man.
on the representative of the Dominican Cancer Society, the PRO, Father Lafleur, to lead us in prayer.
Yes, I. For the laughter.
Let us pray. Creative One, God of manifold grace, we rejoice that we are made in your image and instilled with your creative energy. Tonight, we ask you to uphold the fine arts performers and all whose livelihoods are entwined with the call to create, to paint, to play, to move, to act, and to entertain. I humbly offer thanks for your influence in this world. Father, thank you for giving us music and all our artists. We thank you for making music accessible in our lives. Father, please bless the musicians who make this music. Bless those who play instruments, that they will be in tune with the instruments. Bless their instruments, that they will not sustain any damage. Bless the hands, the lungs, and the body that are used to play these instruments. Help them to make beautiful music with courage. God, please bless the singers, the performers who are there tonight to make music. Bless the opening of this mass camp. We ask and we pray that you continue to help us to use our creative minds to perform remarkable. Help the words of the songs touch the hearts and comfort those who are mourning. Please help those singers withstand any anxiety around any performance. Help them to focus on sharing their art and not criticisms of humankind. Bless the hearts of those who hear this music, and may they be softened and comforted, Father. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Amen. And the people said,
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Workers, let's just remind our listeners that live coverage of Mass Camp at M&G Jacob and Bar in Casa Comfort is brought to you kind compliments of Fine Food Inc., Continental Store, and Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited.
Continental Store, they are here for you, Dominica. Wake up. This carnival season, make it a great mass alawi. At the Continental Store, they are well stocked with a large selection of footwear, shoes to make you look and feel good on the road. Make Continental Store your number one stop and shop in a very clean and friendly environment. Whatever the occasion or theme, they have got something for you at the Continental Store. Visit the Facebook and Instagram pages, WhatsApp 276-5303 or call 4400947. Continental Store, Mass Alawi, they're here for you this carnival.
Whenever I out with my crew or solo, I drink white oak.
Girls, what up, happy one cocktails.
Give me the rum that will make my day. Original flavor, coconut and pineapple, watermelon and sorrel. Don't forget the pink grapefruit. Cocktails, jello shots, on the rocks, party time.
White oak, distributed by Prime Footing.
I need a white oak on the rocks. Give me the rum that will make my day. White oak, designate, don't drink and drive.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Balbocree shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add mellow cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Rabbits, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Stuck with me this week after listening to Daryl Bob speak was the call for collaboration within the calypso industry. And he spoke about sponsors in particular giving their support across the board. And I think that's something we can take not just in calypso but throughout our society. So that is something that we can learn from. And while we're on collaboration, I want to mention that the Cultural Division will be hosting Old Mass in Port Michelle on Saturday the 21st, and that's Juve edition, so that will be 4 a.m. So think about it that way. After Mass Camp, the after party, we go in Port Michelle. Who in that? Hey. All right. So like I said, I'm not going to stay long. I want to just end by wishing you all the best for the season. And, you know, it's Carnival. Let's make it happen.
Thank you. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, man, let's have some fun.
Yes, welcome back, our listeners. We just had Elson Matthew, the acting chief cultural officer, giving a few thought-provoking words, very interesting by the mass camp. So they had a moment of silence. I guess our listeners missed that. A tribute to Solo, and we expect King Sai, I call him King Sai. You know, we will be performing the Mass in the Cemetery sometime tonight as part of the tribute to Solo.
Yeah. What I want to say to Edgar is that the Mass Camp have adopted a sort of color scheme for this year. So tonight they are in pink, Edgar, right?
I see everybody in pink.
And I'm sure each color would reflect some sort of maybe some.
Well, we see Father Reggie there.
Yeah.
So pink is usually a color associated with breast cancer.
Right.
So I remember Father Reggie is a member of the Cancer Association. So
right.
I guess maybe using pink tonight to highlight the impacts of cancer in our society, especially breast cancer among women.
Right. So that's what it is, and that's what the Mass Camp is adopting for this year. And there will be different colors reflecting different sort of things for the year. We had some, as we said, a little 1.5 to 2 minutes of silence for. I'm sure it's for King Solo.
It was for King Solo.
Yeah, it was for King Solo, and then there was, of course, the opening there done by Urson. Speaking really about the opening of Carnival tomorrow, Lapwet, and also the Juve Lapwet, and so on. So it looks, as you said, Edgar, that tonight's show is going to be a late start, but a good show.
Yeah, I expect a good show. But as you speak about Urson, this is a young man I really, really, really admire. I mean, to take over a job from the great Raymond Lawrence, I mean, this is really, really big shoes to fit in. And Urson's very short, well, short a bit, let's say, you know, and he just seamlessly made it his own, you know, creating his own way, doing the culture in his own way. And I want to congratulate him publicly, and I get an opportunity for the kind of work he's doing. And I mean, he just brought a new innovation in terms of the Old Mass. He said that the Old Mass, instead of the normal, it will be a Juve Old Mass at Point Michel this year. And I want to congratulate him for such an innovative idea.
He's the acting chief cultural officer, and I think he has really, really held up. I mean, coming in there with probably little or no experience, because I didn't hear him work in that area before. However, but his talent, his education, very musically and culturally educated. I remember working with him too on some of WCK album when they were WCK with the other guys. And going into his studio and working with him, he's a very bright, knowledgeable musician.
Very professional.
And creative musician as well.
Yeah.
And he earns the name Mr. Little Man, because he's really a Mr. Little Man. And that Mr. is of stature. And I have a lot of respect for him. He's a good producer. Very unassuming guy, you would say. He would be there, you'd even know he's there, but he's very much talented, very hardworking. And I really appreciate that work he's doing. And I have all the kudos for him, all the kudos for the work he's doing.
Yes, and Waka, he used to be a cultural officer before he took up chief cultural officer. So he worked with the cultural division before. You know, again, as you say, very quiet. You know, another guy, he let his work do the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but while we're there, we can see the women in the big bottom. A part of the, I guess the crowd cannot see, but we can see really colorfully dressed, and they have the big basket or whatever, the pillow, whatever it is, in their bottom, and here they are swinging the big bottom, which is one of our part of our culture, especially carnival culture in Dominica.
Yeah. Big bottom ladies, you'll always see them on carnival. The Mados talking to me, look my water falling down. Mona will look a band coming down. All these are part of our traditional calypso and traditional mass, traditional culture. And Edgar, I mean, just in talking about that, we don't have to let those things go, no matter what. Our culture, it's all we have. And I speak of not only in Dominica, the Caribbean. This is the things that we cannot let go in the Caribbean, our heritage and our culture. This is the things we have to keep. So, and maintain, because that is all. Most of what we have probably can be taken away, but the culture is what we have that should remain in us. And I have no doubt that a lot is being done in Dominica to keep that culture alive. I can see it, and I think too that we filtering it down right to the youths. We can see that happening. So I feel confident about the culture of Dominica and its sustainability.
Yes, workers, and I agree with you. The traditional, we have to keep it, you know. But culture, as we say, is a way of life, and people will evolve, and people will make changes as they go along. But we have to keep the foundation. The foundation is what gives us our identity, the foundation of the culture, as you said, and also our heritage. And I work in the Ministry of Environment, and I mean our environment is also key to us. We have to protect the rivers. God has blessed us with wonderful forests. We have to ensure that we keep that, because that's what makes us Dominica. You know, so we have to ensure our heritage, our culture, and I mean our environment. I will add that.
That's right, Edgar. You know that's my passion. You know that's my training, also my background as well.
I must say that who have become, you played a role in terms of when I used to work forestry as environmental education trainee. People like you and Arlington James and Ronald Chance and Mr. Felix Gregoire and Michael Zamo and the Dave Williams and the whole crew, and Billy Christian, I must call his name, and Gallion and that whole crew really imparted a lot of knowledge. You know, you all had like to teach during that time. When you come in forestry, everybody wants to have a time with you to teach you something. And the great Arlington James, if I didn't mention his name.
That's right. I wrote a song some years ago called Forestry is the Backbone of the Country. Arlington James called me last night and he told me after midnight that Arlington, I just turned this radio and he heard that song playing. And I'm saying, what?
Who sang that? It was Bricks, right?
Arlington James had told me.
Who sang it? Bricks.
Bricks, yeah, that was Bricks.
That was done by Bricks.
Yeah.
I was at forestry at that time when he wrote that song.
But Edgar, let's talk about the location. I think Jerk Hut, M&G Jerk Hut. Yeah. It's a sort of nice, cozy, you know, very comfortable as a sort of setting of a restaurant, you know, sitting accommodation and still, you know, nice place. You know, cozy or just a little away from town, but very comfortable.
Well, I'm not to cut you back, but let's join Sai on stage. Yeah. I think Sai is going to do the tribute now.
Good
let's
evening,
join
everyone.
Sai on stage.
Yeah.
Hold up, all stars. Hold up. Good night. Hold on, musician. Good night. Everybody all right? Nice to be back. And good to be back on the stage, all right? So tonight, I'm going to do a little thing, you know, to honor the memory of the maestro who has passed. He has gone to the great beyond, you know, the King Solo. All right? I'm going to do a little thing for him tonight there, you know what I mean? You know, he was one of our icons, right? So we're going to pay respect to him. And then we're going to pay tribute to him until Ash Wednesday. Everybody get that? Yeah, we're going to pay tribute to the icon, all right? Without forgetting, you know, other fallen soldiers like Buplé and, you know, and the rest, all right? All right, so tonight I'm going to do a number. Mass in the Cemetery. All stars, you ready? Yeah, man. You see our drummer now? Oh, you see our drummer? Yeah, man. Bimba, bimba, bimba. Na 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 day. Bamba de da day. Yes, I would like to let everybody know about something that happened to me not long ago. It was after a pre-carnival fete. Coming from the barn, one night I'll never forget. Passing between Methodist and Roman cemetery. Digging nothing, just walking down quietly. But while walking, I glanced over the Roman cemetery wall. What I saw that night, I could never forget at all. I see George James on saxophone and he playing the melody it was. We've covered Philip on trumpet and playing the sweet harmony. Yeah, man. Eddie Matter on guitar and beating the string, the thing it was. With Tambe on the iron, and like this the partner was funking, I tell you. CC Cordera, one lead vocals and lead in the crowd, while the rest of the crowd was dancing and singing this song loud and douche-way. Say carnaval and douche-way. Nous pas mêler, c'est bacchanal nous les jouer. Nous que jouer, sans pièces blessées, c'est longtemps nous coucher un seul côté. À nous jouer, avant ça c'est sonné, pour nous vivre poser. Bimba, bimba, bimba. Na 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 day. Yeah man. I went close to see if I was seeing right. Man, I think that's all, but kill me with pride. I see all thumbs wide open like an earthquake pass. And everyone on the grass, and they playing mass. Time I jumping like a breadfruit leaf. And like a sugar meal, I grinding the teeth. Imagine I trying, me heart was best to scream. But for any bout, could have put to say a thing. I see George James on saxophone and he playing the melody it was. Sing, Mascot, sing! We've covered Philip on trumpet and playing the sweet harmony. Yes, sir! Eddie Matter on guitar and beating the string, the thing it was. I want to hold a big bottom lady on this one. With Tambe on the iron, and like this the partner was funking, I tell you. We have a big bottom ladies. CC Cordera, on lead vocals and leading the crowd, while the rest of the crowd was jumping and singing this song loud and push way. Say carnaval, throw that thing on me. Hey, hey, you family, say ba. A nous jouer avant sa chansonnée pour nous vivre posé. Bimba, bimba, bimba. Na, 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 na. I see a link Boston, he's a clarinet. With an Annalyn on a bassline trumpet. I born the Baba playing banjo. With tremendous hands on side drums, keeping tempo. While I stood there, I noticed two people pass. When I checked, it was all and Panto Bego playing the mass. The dead start shouting, this is real fete. When see mass like this, they see nothing yet. I see George James on saxophone and he playing the melody it was. We've covered Philip on trumpet and playing the sweet harmony. You think you're running from it tonight? You can't run from it tonight. Eddie Matter on guitar and beating the string, the thing it was. Hey! With Tambe on the iron, and like this the partner was singing, I tell you. CC Cordera on lead vocals and lead in the crowd. Well, à nous jouer, c'est carnaval à nous jouer. Nous pas mêler, c'est bacchanal nous les jouer. nous qu'à jouer, sans bien se poser, c'est longtemps, nous coucher un seul côté, en nous jouer, avant ça te sonner, pour nous vivre poser. Somebody scream, boom bang, boom bang, boom bang. Na 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 day. Hey. It was real, old massive cemetery. With over 25,000 jamming to the melody. From one end to the next, they keep on parading. While the orchestra had this crowd vibrating. This time I forgot myself and start singing too. That was the biggest mistake that I ever do. A dead man hear me singing the love way. He then walk up to me and ask me to run right away to the beat of John James and saxophone and the woo! That's so nice! We've got birds, Billy Punch, trumpet and playing this with the money. Must come back so nice! And the man turn on guitar and beating the string, the thing is wild. With Tambe on the iron, and like this the partner was pumping and tell you. Sing! CC Cholera, only vocals on it in the crowd. While the rest of the crowd was jumping and singing this song loud and no way. C'est carnaval and no way. Nous pas mêler, c'est carnaval nous les jouer. Nous qu'à jouer, sans bien te laisser, c'est longtemps nous coucher un seul côté. À nous jouer, avant ça te sonner, pour nous vivre poser. Somebody scream! Boom bang, boom bang, boom bang. Na 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 day. Yeah man! Thank you very much. Nappa nappa. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Wackers. What a performance by the side.
What a way to open. Yeah.
Yeah. And who best to pay tribute to Solo? I mean, Sai seemed to have that ability to sing almost everybody's song.
But let me tell you, I think Solo endorsed him. Solo tell him he would like him to sing that song.
Oh.
Wherever he go.
Yeah, because he has this way that he does it like Solo.
That's right.
And he has that, you remember you talk about that flash of Solo? He has the flash, that nice vibes of Solo. And as I said, that song must be played at every tent and every calypso show, now until Carnival done, to show tribute to Solo.
Definitely, and I agree. I endorse that 100%. And the thing about it is, Edgar, we were talking and I was asking you, probably that must have been the first time we heard patois in a song, in a chorus. I don't know, I think if you mind, or if anybody can recall, they could text us, they could send us a WhatsApp and tell us whether they have heard patois in a calypso before King Solo did that, Edgar.
Well, I don't know, but was Chubby before King Solo?
No, well...
Because Chubby used to sing patois in calypso.
Which one?
Great Chubby was a calypso.
I know, but which one? Which song?
I can't recall now, but
he had a song called Mado Socky to Me, Look My Water Falling Down.
I know he had a song.
And he had another song called Mona, We Look a Band Coming Down. Everybody come and join the love way.
Yeah,
but I mean extensively, a whole chorus with Creole like that. And
it's not just the Creole,
It's the craft of the Creole.
Yeah, creating the mood.
The craft.
Of the cemetery.
Yeah.
The people from long ago.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's join Lulu on stage.
Yeah, some people want to go to heaven, but they're doing works to go to hell. You can deal with the poor, needy people, greedy, they're greedy. They have house but still want an apartment. Why some people still living in tent on the government and people money? Yeah, greedy, they're greedy. They have more money than they can ever spend. None for we, all for them. They have food to waste, why some starving? More they put on weight, more they eating. Against their own self, they competing. They so want to win, they still cheating. Life at home, but they want yours too. Everything for them and none for you. Wait. Yeah, ooh. Yeah, ooh. Some of them so avaricious, they no longer see nothing wrong in politicians and civilians. Yeah, long as they have some. Some of them faking agriculture, using the NEP workers to undersell the local farmers. Yeah, go as you go as. They have more money than they can ever spend. None for we, all for them. They have food to waste, why some starving? More they put on weight, more they eating. Against their own self, they competing. They so want to win, they still cheating. They have their wife at home, but they want yours too. Everything for them and none for you. Boo-way! Yeah, we living in this little country, we have enough for everybody, but they don't want others to feel irate. Yeah, greedy, they greedy. But I know when it's time to go, you can't tell the creator no, cause you waste your life in vanity. Yeah, greedy, greedy. They have more money than they can ever spend. None for we, all for them. They have food to waste, why some starving? More they put on weight, more they eating. Against their own self, they competing. They so want to win, they still cheating. They have their wife at home, but they want yours too. Everything for them and none for you. Boo-way! Thank you.
Greedy, they greedy. Lulu! Yeah, man.
Yes, Marcus, that was the Lulu. You know, the first calypso, well, Side did the tribute, but as the first calypso for the night. And something I must say about Lulu, since Pat Aaron started writing for him, he has progressed tremendously. He has made some really, really good progress. Although tonight I felt I'm not sure if he had it as Dong Park, as I saw him in the eliminations, but it's an interesting song. Greedy, they greedy, voas, they voas. You know.
Oh, well, Edgar, Lulu has been one of the Calypsonians that is a determined young man and decided he want to try, no matter what, to succeed. and never give up.
What you say?
And
A young man?
as you said, no, well, not young man. Well, he's younger than me, so.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Okay,
But we have the next calypso now
Lady
coming
V.
on stage. Lady V.
Yeah.
When the old man and them. A party, he was feeling the vibe, but he shy. I tell the elderly, don't you worry, they follow my lead and feel free. Do what you want to do, do what you want to do. That's why you want to dance, feel free and enjoy the party. You don't have to be Dominican to take part in the celebration. You can be a Lucian Ishman or a Chinaman. Why don't me? Jam on me, roll over me, suck it to me. Hold me tight, make sure the feeling's right. Tonight, we're going to party. You don't have to be Dominican to join the action. Jump a little more, right down on the floor. That's what it takes, that's what it takes. Yes, boy, yes, boy. Yeah, man. Well, I tell the old man, a drink is free. It's now we start enjoying the party. The old man hold on to me, resist to hands on my pussy. Squeeze if you wanna squeeze, squeeze if you wanna squeeze. Work if you wanna work, just work. I soon come in. You don't have to be Dominican to take part in the celebration. You can be a Lucian Englishman or a Chinaman. Why not me? Jam on me, roll over me, suck it to me. Hold me tight, make sure the feeling's right. Tonight, we're going to party. You don't have to be Dominican to join the action. Jump a little more, right down on the floor. That's what it takes, that's what it takes. Yes, boy, yes, boy. Now the old man, large, he make himself at home, Papa Bodgy. Some have been saying, he malcase, but it's party time, I break away. Said what you want to say, said you want to say, praise wanna pray, hélas, Papa Bodgy. You don't have to be Dominican to take part in the celebration. You can be a Lucian Englishman or a Chinaman. Why don't they? Jam on me, roll over me, suck it to me. Hold me tight, make sure the feeling's right. Tonight, we're going to party. You don't have to be Dominican to join the action. Jump a little more, right down on the floor. That's what it takes, that's what it takes. Yes, boy, yes, boy.
Yes, welcome. Lady V. Your comments.
Well, Edgar, I've seen better of Lady B. Let's be quite honest. I mean, when she came out some years ago, she had a hit song, and she showed a little more confidence.
Why are you grudging me?
Why You Grudging Me It was a hit, and instantly, and we expected greater things from Lady V. But it's not a matter of bringing her down. It's not a matter. It's just a matter of being honest. I think that Lady B has dropped slightly, and even her confidence is dropping. Because if you look at it at the opening of this song, the Edgar, she couldn't. She spent a lot of time. She was waiting for that cue. There's a cue that brings her in to sing, and she never hears it. And there she is on stage tentatively, being tentative and not knowing what to do. So I think even her confidence, you can see signs of even her losing her confidence. I think what she needs is somebody to really guide her through the process, help her in her songs, and really get her to sing a song that she can handle easier. Because somehow, I don't know, Edgar, I don't see her confidence there at all.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And the fact that the band, I guess, you know, just one rehearsal or so maybe, you could see that the fact that the band doesn't have it as tight as yet. You know, that's why you said at the beginning she was tentative, because she's limited as a singer, so she looked for something for to come in, and they took a while before they played that jam. You know, and when they played that jam, but I think we need people like Lady V in the calypso, because they bring that kind of character-like thing that we need, especially for tents. We need this kind of people. But let's join on stage. Picklock, brother of the Picky.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I want to appreciate everybody coming here tonight in this new venue and the organizers. I do this thing with respect. I want to pick up Dice and Madam P and the musicians. Yeah, man! Yeah, man! Go. Yeah, man! Some people fail to mind their business, and people take advantage of that. While you giving another man bun, another man giving you hand. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you liming less on a date, another man liming if your wife. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you sweetizing the man wife, another man sweetizing your wife. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you living less on a date, another man eating in your plate. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you giving another man bun, another man giving you hand. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you the man wife, another man handling your wife. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you giving the man bun, another man giving you hand. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you living less on a date, another man eating in your plate. What you don't know older than you. What you don't know older than you. While you messing with the man wife, another man putting wood on your wife. What you don't know older than you? What you don't know older than you? While you messing with the man wife, another man putting wood on your wife. What you don't know older than you? 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 While you messing with the man wife, another man putting wood on your wife. What you don't know older than you? 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 Why you messing with the man wife? Another man putting wood on your wife. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Workers, I feel he should they should call him back, man. He really heats up the camp. What you don't know, older than you. And while whatever you're doing, another man doing it to your wife. Be careful.
No, why the sweet eyes in our wife? Another man sweet eyes in there.
I always like that about this guy. Always have this creative way
That's
of
right.
putting. He may not make it to the wrongs.
That's right. That's
but
right.
He, when you talk about the real spirit of calypso and the spirit of the carnival, he brings it, you know.
To be quite frank, probably a reason sometimes to say why you don't pass in elimination, you know.
Yeah. No, you don't need to pass elimination. To me, he have to go straight to the finals with this song, What You Don't Know, Older Than You. Big tune.
Big tune.
Big tune.
Big tune.
Big
And what I like about Picklock is his kind of unorthodox kind of style, you know, his voice, his rough voice. He really come from, you know, Wasin. So Picklock road match contender, I can say very early in the game, you know. What you don't know, older than you.
And he'll be a 10 favorite. You'll hear a lot of him at the mass camp. Really nice vibes. You know, I wanted to say that tonight, you know, that I remember we were members of the mass camp. And I'm so excited to see that what people like Dice is doing with it now. And I see Checo working too. You know, but on stage we have a Calypso and Son of the Saint is on stage. Wow. And you know, he have his big one, something about he's selling cock. That's what he's doing this year. So our girl was selling cocoa last year, he's selling cock this year.
And I understand it's some big black ones, you know, some roosters.
Well, he say he has some Zerger ones too. And some red ones.
Even the quep black. Yeah. I never see a full black cock.
And Sonal said I know is I think he's number 2 for the quarterfinals, I think the backups.
Yeah.
So let's join Sonal the Saint on stage, please.
Original. Easy enough. Oh, Tio. Wow. Give me. Makatanyoko. Last year, there was a suit in the cocoa production. Them fellas line up for days to purchase cocoa in different ways. But today, I come here to say I have a brand new product on the way. And it comes in the form of your favorite livestock. Ladies, I am now your selling cock. I selling cock. I selling cock. I selling cock. Volley, I selling cock. I selling black cock. Huge cock. Jäger and fizzy. I have them boilers too. Strong cock. Strong cock. I tell you, I have the best cock in town. Hey! Give me. Oh, Tio. Yes, I. Ladies come from near and far to buy some chicken from my abattoir. Early in the morning, if they want to buy, I have no problem making my cock rise. And exchange is not a rowdy. You can trade your cocoa for my local poultry. And if you wish to battle for land of some money, best to go state house or the ministry. I selling cock. I selling cock, I selling cock, fully, I selling cock, I selling black cock, white cock, Jäger and fizzy. I have them boilers too, long cock, strong cock. I tell you, I have the best cock in town. Hey, just look at that, mama. Hi, mama. Just look at that. Ching Long is a Chinese. I don't know her age, probably 53. She not selling cocoa, but she eating it. She'll buy any cocoa to make cocoa tea. And on top of that, she like to eat cats. Not because she's Chinese, this is just a fact. Miss Chong Lee came to my house and ate cock meat one day. And she said she will never eat cat meat again. I selling cock. I selling cock. I selling cock. Fully, I selling cock. I selling blue cock, white cock, orange and yellow. I have the Jäger too. Black cock, huge cock. I tell you, I have the best cock in town. Hey, give me. Fully, I selling cock. I selling black cock, fat cock, Jäger and fizzy. I have them boilers too. Long cock, strong cock. I tell you, I have the best cock in town. Hey, Otio, you like?
Cock.
Mama, you like?
Cock.
What's your favorite?
Cock, cock.
You like Le Coq? Le Coq. Well, we have Le Coq too. Le Coq. Aye, mama. Sako too. Où est mon petit coq?
Short cock.
Long cock, excuse me. Mama. I selling cock. I selling cock. I selling cock. Full day, I selling cock. I selling large cock. Huge cock. Jäger and fizzy. I have them boilers too. Large cock, small cock. I tell you, I have the best cock in town. Thank you. Hey, Otio. I said them black cock, fat cock, Jäger and fizzy. I have them boilers too. Yes, I. God bless things, man. Good to go.
Yeah, man.
Original.
Oh, yeah. That was the son of the saints singing cock. I'm not sure what's the name. Selling cock? That's the name. Coming from selling cocoa by this lady last year to selling
Mystery.
by mystery to selling cock. Yeah, I think the sales continue. The business continue. The business of buying and selling continues. And this time it's the rooster and Black Rooster, of course, Edgar.
Well, I like the fact that it's called a sequel, that he took Mystery and he decided doing a sequel to it. And that's very good. You know, and I mean, he's creative. You know, he's selling cock. You interpret what cock. Black cock, long cock, Jäger cock, all kind of cock. Fouizé cock, all cock he's selling. You know, and I really like the effort by Son of the Saints. I suspect he wrote that song. You know, and I really want to congratulate him on a good effort. And I hope maybe he might get a squeeze into the quarterfinals. Because this is another song for the road. Another one that's going to mash up the tents. And you see, the band haven't got it yet, but by next week or so, this is going to be a big hit in the tent.
Right. We have a next calypso on stage, Edgar?
Yeah, like, you see, where we are, we cannot hear it clearly.
from the demise of our children. I cannot suit the ways again. I know this country has a problem. Sure. See that they do it. Master, how you feeling? When murder victims cannot get justice, and leaders do not see this as a threat, when sex abusers always escape because they can fatten lawyers' pockets, why doesn't anyone see it fit to rise up and stop all this madness? To police, you waiting on the police. You cannot trust the pastors or priests, cause I've seen the attitudes of authority. Well, it doesn't show no respect to you or me, and they try to right their wrongs dishonesty. That way the hush money pull out cannot buy me. We finish with slavery. We need a fair society. Lioness roaring, yeah. Lioness roaring, yeah. Lioness roaring, yeah. Because I'm feeling the pain from the demise of our children. I cannot cover for them again. I know the country has a problem. Sure. See that they do it. Moscow, are you there? Die, die, die. Hear this. When power becomes a thing of malice, even angels are transformed to beasts. The value of life no longer exists. The purpose of government is a trip. It's not a secret in my country. Politics is just about money. And chick mache is a malady that will make you bypass your dignity. Cause I've seen the attitude of this ministry, how they capitalize on Dominicans' ignorance. And those brave to question superiority will get cut down easily. They're slowing down the party, make way for young energy, who will bow their heads to daddy. Lioness roaring, yeah. Lioness roaring, yeah. Lioness roaring, yeah. Because I'm feeling the pain from the demise of our children. I cannot suit the ways, yeah. I know this country has a problem. Sure. Good night, Moscow. See that they do it.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Bubble shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with sunflower soft luxury spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread margarine. Add mellow cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica. Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Velvocrete shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add mellow cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Continental Store, they are here for you, Dominica. Wake up. This carnival season, make it a great mass alawi. At the Continental Store, they are well stocked with a large selection of footwear, shoes to make you look and feel good on the road. Make Continental Store your number one stop and shop in a very clean and friendly environment. Whatever the occasion or theme, they have got something for you at the Continental Store. Visit the Facebook and Instagram pages, WhatsApp 276-5303 or call 4400947. Continental Store, Mass Alawi, they're here for you this carnival.
Yes, welcome back, listeners, to the first tent of Sugar Master at M&G Jerkhot in Castle Comfort. And workers, as we were saying earlier, we heard Lioness on stage, and she is great potential for the future.
Well, it's the first time I'm hearing a song and actually seeing her perform, you know. And of course, there is a lot of potential in her. Obviously, she's kind of green on that sort of in that arena, and you could hear a potential, but of course it has to be nurtured, it has to be worked on. Certain things like the use of stage, you know, and the confidence building, and even sometimes probably in terms of her diction, I think she has a good voice, but it has somehow, there are areas for improvement in terms of addiction, use of stage, you know what I mean? But she is a good potential girl.
Yes, and I agree with you. I just said her diction, even her articulation too. See, even like, you know, she's singing Lioness Roaring, but we never felt the Lioness Roaring. Again, that have to do with her, you know, it's her first time, you know, and she will learn. I hope she remains in calypso, she will learn as she go along.
Definitely. One of the things I plan on doing, that I will do, is to find out who wrote that songs, who's writing for them, and where the music is produced, or who produced the music, and so on. It's also part of that, because all these people are involved in terms of nurturing and helping her. You know, I mean, being so young and green, if you want, quote unquote, in that arena, she has to be nurtured properly.
Yes, and I agree. But others, we can see that the crowd has started to come in. You know, from when we started, I must say we have over 100 and something people in there. You know, the numbers people are coming. It's Friday night, and most people will come in a little later. You know, especially I sure a lot of people want to come in and hear what King Dice has and what King Bob has. You know, two of the big hitters, and even people like Soul Poos and, you know, Check, who also have those hard political ones. People would like, if you have one this year again, you know, so I guess people will come in later to hear the bigger gun. But it's Friday night, and usually that's what happened. I remember when I used to be, but next on stage, though, we have, again, I remember from where we started, is Ace, Dr. Al Kazimi on stage. Let's join him.
So 2023. Calypso, boy, boy, boy. Been some while I get upon that mission in the calypso grind, composing all my rendition, singing walks of current time. But it seems that my topics of selection making headway, not getting play. I'm left with so many options, but getting me right in style. So that is my song. Who vexed them, lost them wrong. I know calypso have blight, but this is my contribution. That is my song. I'm singing on neutral ground. It's no about looks and lights, it's calypso competition. So let all the wicked backstabbing please come to an end and let the best performer win. Not because of friends. Oh, let the best performer win. Let the top performer win. Oh, let the best performer win. The top among the friends. I hit it. Mama, why, why? Calypso for soul. Oh, I. Calypso full of lions and dragons, snakes, wolves and polar bears. Scene of some situation, shedding crocodile tears. So wanna hear about confrontation in this calypso administration? Who gonna sing about them concerns? This calypso melody, 'cause that is my song. Who vexed them, lost them wrong. Calypso is full of spite, but this is my contribution. That is my song. I sing it on neutral ground. It's not about looks and lights, it's calypso competition. So let all the wicked backstabbing please come to an end and let the best performer win. Not because of friends. Oh, let the best performer win. Let the top performer win. Oh, let the best performer win. The top among the 10. Yes, Calypso. The judges said we have to get it right, you know. We're gonna be reviewing that next year for sure. God willing. Too many Calypsonians and Calypsos getting cut down and the elimination round. We have to review that. Pressure on when it comes to the season. Fellas searching lines for an year. Cause the level of lyric recycling, some of them left in despair. They're balling in desperation, then go down and go shiny. Wanting a tune from the pen man, but that costs plenty money. Cause that is my song. Who begs them, lost them wrong. I know Calypso have life, but this is my contribution. That is my song. I sing it on neutral ground. It's not looked up by your social night, Calypso litigation. So let all the wicked backstabbing please come to an end and let the best performer win. Not because of friends. Oh, let the best performer win. Let the top performer win. Oh, let the best performer win. The top among the 10. Okay. Well, you don't know, so we're gonna be taking it. Because it's only guys who can give you these humorous things in a very serious way. So hear this verse here. Only the Calypso sing on some things. The evidence will make some go blind. Bring humor to serious reasoning during that favorite carnival time. So all fingers I know they'll be pointing. No doubt I know they'll be waiting. So I choose this manner of informing to pen on unbiased rhyme. So that is my song. Who vexed them, lost them wrong. I know Calypso have life, but this is my contribution. That is my song. I sing it on neutral ground. It's not about looks and lights, it's Calypso competition. So let all the wicked backstabbing please come to an end and let the best performer win. Not because of friends. Oh, let the best performer win. Let the top performer win. Oh, let the best performer win. The top among the 10. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And you don't know, we've been doing that every Friday here. We show them mask camp. Enjoy the rest of the show. God bless. King Dice. Yes, sir.
Guys,
This was the Ace.
Yes, Rockers, that was the contribution of Dr. Al Kazimi, agronomist by profession, one of Dominica's best man in the agriculture business. That is his song.
And he's calling the calypso world Ace. And it's a song of Bing Kazimi, most experienced trumpeter of the Swinging Stars, who's now retired. So a few days ago. But Edgar, about that song, it's not a bad song. I think it's a well-constructed song. It's his opinion of all the things, like in terms of how he feels that he's being judged. And he feels that sometimes people should get more fair in the judging of calypso. And he referred to, in particular, how he was treated at the elimination. He was saying that calypsonians should be treated better at the elimination.
But as he said, it was his song. Next on stage is the Wuxok. One of the, I think Wuxok have won the Road King 2 or 3 times. A good entertainer in his own right. So let's join Wuxok on stage.
Hey. Hey. My lady, pick up a phone. She sits on the floor. She tell me, what's up? I want something hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Like a bamba soup. With a bottle of cannabis wine in a hand. For the wine. So I tell people to wine. Free wine. 4 wine, 5 wine, 6 wine, 7 wine, 8 wine, 9 wine, and singing. Wuxok is a beat, and he's singing everybody. Wuxok is a beat, and he's singing everybody. Singing on the left, singing on the right, singing in the center, all over your body. Wuxok is a beat, and he's singing everybody. Hey, Wuxok is a beat, and he's singing everybody. Hey! Hey! Trinidad in my feeling. San Lucia in my feeling. San Lucia in my feeling. Allez, pas mon feeling, moi. Allez, pas moi. Allez, pas mon feeling, moi. Allez, pas moi. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Singing on the left, singing on the right, singing in the center, all over your body. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Carnival time. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Aha. Singing now. From all over shouting, Wuxok, I come in, stop coming and come. Wuxok, I come in, stop coming and come. Wuxok, I come in, stop coming and come. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Aha, Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Yeah, man. Hey. 2021, I had no feeling. 2022, I had no feeling. But 2023, I want it. I want the feeling. Carnival feeling. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Singing on the left, singing on the right, singing in the center, all over your body. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Aha. Yeah, man. I want my feeling, my carnival feeling. I want my feeling, my carnival feeling. Come in front, I want my feeling, my carnival feeling. I want my feeling, my carnival feeling. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Sing me. Wuxok is a bee and he's singing everybody. Carnival singing now. Hey. Hey, hey.
Sing me. Sing me. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Yeah, man. Singing on the left, singing on the right, singing in the center, all over your body. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Yes, man. Calabac tune. I want to be on the road singing it. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Woodstock is a bee and it's singing everybody. Aha. Sing me now. Woodstock is a bee. Yeah, man. Good night.
Woodstock is a bee.
Like it? Love it.
This thing in everybody.
Uh-huh.
Yo, man.
Yes, Woodstock. Woodstock have dropped for like about the past 4 or 5 years. You know, I know he's trying, but anytime he get one, he has been trying. He tried this one, Woodstock is a bee, stinging everybody. But this is, I mean, if you remember Mighty Grinder and the Stinging Bees, you know, it's the same basic melody, same lines, you know, so, I mean, he's trying and he said you want it on the road and you never know.
Well, it's a song for the road, you know. I mean, easy, catchy words and box up always, as usual, has those kind of lyrics, very catchy, very simple. But
I'm very sexy.
I don't know if it has the sting, you know. I mean, it's a B really, but if it has the sting to reach that far, you know, in terms of really being a major contender
so
for the road.
no venom then.
But what's popping his own self. But Edgar, tonight I've been noticing for a while that the drummer is a young lady. I don't know who she is, but sometime probably we should give her a little sort of highlight.
She's the daughter of Vernon Christian, and remember that Christian lady I used to teach at St. Martin's School, James Dominic's sister. So she's the daughter.
James Dominic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go on stage for Trinity.
Why? Bum, 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 bum. Why? A CIA agent in Dominica on the phone with his supervisor, telling him how extreme Dominica has become. This country will dip in Catholicism. Today is pure extremism. Everybody talking about bomb as if it's nothing wrong. Even children in school uniforms, they teaching children to make bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom, boom. Not all bomb does explode. They teaching children to make bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom, boom. Corrupting young boys and girls. America should be how we are. Dominica is in bed with Syria, and the authorities don't seem to care. Keep making you wonder if they're not there, undercover, doing their share of bomb. Where? Why? Bomb, 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 they make it bomb. Where? Why? Two comedians on a radio soliciting young girls on their show. One promised a child any sum just for an oral bomb. I was on a bus heading into town. I made the bus driver put me down. When a woman entered to sit by his side, things tight, so she decided she want to bomb a ride. Even some women does big bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom, boom. Not all bomb does explode. Even some parents does big bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom, boom. In bomb they cooking their food. America should be how we are. Dominica is in bed with China, and the authorities don't seem to care. Keep making you wonder if they're not there, undercover, doing their share of bomb. Where? Why? Bomb, 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 bomb. managers, supervisors, police. Hey! Yeah! Okay, okay. I went to complain at police headquarters. I met one of the commissioners. He was making bombs down the ranks. I turned away and ran like I was in a terrorist camp. Even some police does make bomb, boom, 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 bomb, bomb, boom, boom, boom. Not all bomb does explode. Even some stores does sell bomb, boom, 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 bomb, bomb, boom, boom, boom. On the side of the road, America should be aware. Dominica is under a dictator, and the authorities don't seem to care. Keep making you wonder if they're not there, undercover, doing their share of bomb. Where? Why? Bum, 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 bum. Where? Why? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, Zwaka, that was
Trinity.
Trinity. Bombs.
Making
bombs, yes. Not all bombs that explode. You know? Interesting song written by Pat Aaron, the maestro.
Okay, and I understand there was a sort of contention between that song and the song of Triumph for passing elimination. But of course, Triumph seemed to have gone through, right?
Well, I think Trinity was trying to make a confrontation. There wasn't any confrontation. I was at the elimination. Clearly, Trinity was off key. He did not sing his song properly. And I think, honestly, the song lacked a little coherence. One time we singing, we know what bomb we want to sing about. Yeah. But then America and Dominica, you know, bed with Syria and with China and making it song too serious, you know?
Yep.
We know what we're trying to do is make bomb, let us make bomb. We're making bomb and bomb exploding, and not all bomb does explode.
I'm talking about Triumph. He's the next Calypsonian, and he's going to be singing for you.
Not ready yet. Triumph, not ready yet.
Let's go on stage for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Calypso with your speed. Thank you. Okay, boy. Well, it is a national anthem. Triumph, you grouping too slow. This year election call fast, so we need a battle to last. That time with the pants down and make sure your selection. You retire, no longer police. Speed up and stop directing traffic. Well, everywhere I go, they say Triumph singing too slow, in already yet. So I come in like Van Brain and Super B. Across the bridge, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. Don't want to go to church, and when you go no money, they say you ain't not ready yet. Bank ATM not ready. Machine down no money, but it's me. You find to say it not ready yet. It not ready yet. Hey. Hey. Okay, boy. Want to be at the end, come with another anthem. singing too much dead match. Who cares about man eating that? I like when you sang about Pokito, but trust me, that was really too slow. Check Pat and Jacko to write a calypso, and the people will enjoy the show. Well, everywhere I go, they say try on singing too slow in our radiator, in our radiator. We're coming like Bun Brain and Mr. Breach. Across the bridge, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. Don't want to go to treasury, and when you go no money, they're selling it already. Yeah. Bank ATM already, machine down no money, but it's me. You find to say it not ready yet. It not ready yet. Hey, it ready. It ready. Okay, bye. Favorite verse. People don't want to understand you. If you want to be a calypso burner boy, all you have to say is shy, oh, and the people jumping for joy. The judges will start putting down marks. Fans will dance in the back. Change your name and call yourself Right Brain, and the people will sing the refrain. Well, everywhere I go, they say try and sing too slow in already yet. In already yet. So I come in like Bun Brain and Mr. Breach. Across the bridge, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. Don't want to go to treasury, and when you go no money, they say you're not ready yet. Bank ATM not ready, machine down no money, but it's me. You want to say it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Hey, okay, boy. Yes, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Thank you very much. Thanks much, and enjoy the rest of the content. Yes, thank you very much.
Give it. Do you want a little more? Try it. Go again, try it.
Well, it is a national anthem. Triumph, you proving too slow. You singing too much dead match. Who cares about man eating that? I love when you sang Pokito, but trust me, that was really too slow. Check Pat and Jacko to sing calypso, and people will enjoy the show. Cause everywhere I go, they say try and sing it too slow. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. So I come in like Bun Brain and Mr. Reed. Across the bridge, I want to be ready. I want to be ready. Don't want to go to treasury, and when you go no money, they say you're not ready yet. Bank ATM no ready, money done no money, but it's me. You find to say it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Hey, triumph. Yes, I. It's ready. Yes, sir. Oh, God.
Triumph, boy.
Thank you.
What? I never cut the neck. But cut an innocent neck. You don't find that? No, I find an innocent neck.
Thank
an
you very
innocent
much.
neck rolling down the drain there. I find. What? They're not ready yet, now?
They're not ready yet.
Thank you, Triumph. That
Thank
was
you
a
very much.
wonderful one. Yeah. Put your hands together for Triumph.
Make it a great mass alawi. At the Continental Store, they are well stocked with a large selection of footwear, shoes to make you look and feel good on the road. Make Continental Store your #1 stop and shop in a very clean and friendly environment. Whatever the occasion or theme, they have got something for you at the Continental Store. Visit the Facebook and Instagram pages, WhatsApp 276-5303 or call 4400947. Continental Store, Mass Alawi, they're here for you this carnival.
Whenever I out with my crew or solo, I drink white oak.
Girls, what are having? Cocktails?
Give me the rum that will make my day. Original flavor, coconut and pineapple, watermelon and sorrel. Don't forget the pink grapefruits, cocktails, jello shots, on the rocks, party time.
White oak, distributed by Frying Pudding. I need a white oak on the rocks.
White oak.
Give me the rum that will make my day.
White oak, designate, don't drink and drive.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Velvet Crease shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with sunflower soft luxury spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread margarine. Add mellow cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
When you ladies entered, you got a number. So we're going to shake the bag and pull out. Number one.
Numero uno. The number is number one?
Yes, because we just heard Triumph with his Not Ready Yet. Interesting calypso. You know, Triumph normally sing the slow type of calypso, vintage type of calypso. And this I suspect it's Ian Jackson. There's a feel of Ian Jackson all over it. You know, with his Not Ready Yet. Interesting style, interesting for Triumph.
Yeah, we seen Triumph usually singing his slow songs. Usually have a smallest like slow tempo, and he decided this year that he's gonna speed up. And because of the fans, the fact that he has been getting a lot of talk saying that he's not ready yet. But I mean, it would be interesting to hear from you all. You know, you out there in the diaspora listening to us. You want to say big up to you out there in the diaspora. I want to big up my friend Tilly. I know you may have been listening up in New York there, you know, tonight. Some of my friends, Sandy in ATL, I want to big her up. I didn't have them big her up tonight. Sandy and her husband, Brian, who was here recently. And I want to big up my friends too, Kellen in Atlanta, you know. Dr. Triff in Atlanta, and some of my other friends in New York, Texas, you know, Smokey Joe, who's here now from Texas. I want to big up my friends in Focule, Mr. Martin Walsh and his wife. I know they're up and listening. It's their favorite time, Calypso season, so I know they're up. People of Housing Scheme, my area in Focule. I want to big up all those people there in the Parish Gota, Pottersville. And of course, probably my brother in Bathurst listening. So tonight, looks like we just ended another segment of the show. We have it, you know, the second segment. And you have a segment coming up where you have the big guns, Edgar. The big guns coming up, final segment of the night.
Well, I'm pretty excited to hear the big guns. But while you're beginning, my brother Jeff Hunter is listening live from New York, you know, the Big Apple. Also, we have people like Jasmine Blundell, who is listening, you know, and all the Calypso lovers in the diaspora. We know you like your Calypso, and we know that you listen to DBS because you love our commentary team. You love the way we comment on Calypso. We just want you to keep listening to the #1 radio station in Dominica, DBS Radio.
And Edgar, as we go along, maybe probably one of our programs that we have, there are a number of maybe things that we should probably look at, in terms of not only look at the calypso, but maybe look at the musicians, the producers of the music, and give them a little focus this year. We hardly talk about probably pan in calypso, pan in carnival, pan. We have a special little edition on pan and calypso, pan and carnival, the importance of pan music. And probably we should, of course, we are also focusing on King Solo who passed. And of course, he will be remembered all along throughout the season until the year end,
Yeah, and as you talk about pan and carnival, I heard Observer release a song, a carnival song, I think yesterday, and it is full of pan. You can really that I think it was done by Cornell Phillip of Imperial Publishing, and it's full of pan, and I think that is helping to carry it to interesting calypso for Observer.
Yeah, and that's why it's interesting to when you hear the calypso, find out who wrote them and where would they produce and who did the music. Most importantly, because it's all that we are concerned about and looking at the development of the art form, and we have to be critical. We have to be constructively critical about how calypso and where it is going and where we see the need for change. Because at the end of the day, if the calypso does remain just within our shores, then there is no progress. As far as I am concerned, it will just be something that is internal. To make it out there, you have to cross the border, go out there, compete with other artists from outside, and measure up to other artists from outside.
I can only concur that not only that calypso should be brought overseas, but I mean we want to see calypso is important in nation building. So I mean it have to point out the wrongs, which is part of its job, but it must also point solutions. It cannot just be only about you do the wrong, but in this modern day and age, we want you to point the solution. What kind of solutions to the problems we face day to day,
Well, so far so good. The crowd is building. I'm sure some people will be here. It's the opening night, and of course, it's a new venue that one will get used to eventually. You'll see the crowd there. It's very comfortable, surrounded by a little oasis, if you want, sort of that kind of setting. The stage is well programmed, and the area is very comfy for the crowd that is there.
Yeah, they can take a good crowd in there. I can see 1,000 people fitting in there nicely. It's not a bad venue, as you said. I mean, we've worked, a little. We have to understand that we need to beautify it a little. If we can get some plants, for example, to put on the stage, make it look nice. But it's a nice little venue.
Right. And as this season goes on, we will see, because this season is a very short season, and of course, everything has to be condensed. So you find there is if you want a constraint, if you want a pressure on every and each calypso.
Next on stage, Joey Lloyd, The Explosion.
And The Explosion is singing for us that song called
What a Soul. Yeah.
First, I want us to just remember the Dominica Grammar School is 130 years old today. And that's where I started my calypso career 50 years ago. So let's give it up for the DGS. All right? Okay, let's go. Ready, guys? Mind what you say. Hey, hey. Our partner Carl always calling me. Explosion, I have to complain. Try and see this find out for me if Hunter and my friend again. Tell me why, no mind how I try, I can't talk to the man of late. Apparently, he is constantly entangled in matters of state. I know you used to be his right-hand man. When calypso was the conscience of the nation. So I am placing all my concerns in your capable hands. I say, Carl, I don't want you to misunderstand, but here is my position. Well, it's the latest development happening in this country. If you don't support this government, your future is in jeopardy. They who hold the majority, it's they who run the country. It's they who decide ultimately that they want total control. Now, if you refuse to toe the line, you will surely be left behind. Cause labor is in control, and I can't argue with a soul. Mind what you say, hey, hey. When I sold them the land from the labor house, Carl, I thought that I had it made. But after they paid me cat and mouse, Carl, believe me, I felt betrayed. If I have to tell that story instead, well, I would have to write a book. But a fish always rotten from the head, and a crook is always a crook. With all the promises them fellas made, that my commission would still be paid. But then again, Carl, I blame myself for believing that young fella. After Ian Douglas had told us the man was done a two-tongue texture. Cause it's the latest development happening in this country. If you don't support the government, your future is in jeopardy. It's they who hold the majority. It's they who run the country. It's they who decide ultimately if you rise or you fall. Sorry, I have to tell you, boss, this is a party that I can't trust. Cause labor is in control, and I can't argue with a soul. Not a soul, not a soul. Mind what you say, eh, eh. Diddy line, da 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 da, till and day. Well, they say that justice has been denied when justice has been delayed. But so far no one has yet decried when the opposition gets played. The blatant display of bias in the House of Assembly is wrong. Like a joker's street where the eyes have it in a circus led by a clown. Abuse of authority for his own end, and also to frustrate his one-time friend. But then again, we must understand, Shortman is a politician whose position was sure after crossing the floor and losing re-election. Cause it's the latest development happening in this country. If you don't support this government, your future is in jeopardy. They who hold the authority, is they who run the country, is they who decide ultimately what a judge can uphold. Anyhow you take them to court, it's just wasted time and effort. Cause labor is in control, and we can't argue with a soul. Not a soul, not a soul. Mind what you say, Hey, hey. Huh. Pretty like da-dine, Zealand day. Huh. Yes. Now listen, Carl, to another one that will have you blown away. Presently, Whitey Kubuli is awash with moral decay, soliciting, child molesting, sodomy, to name a few. In a lecherous melting pot, more potent than the pastor's brew. Rape and murder are on the rise. Divorce and deception are at all-time highs. While police, priest, pastor, politician have young children taking off their clothes. What you expect when you live in a land where almost anything goes? Cause it's the latest development happening in this country. If you don't support this government, your future is in jeopardy. It's they who hold the majority. It's they who run the country. It's they who decide ultimately that they want total control. Hunter said man was joking, Carl, but it's now with a bacchanal. Cause labor is in control, and I can't argue with a soul. Not a soul, not a soul. But mind what you say. Hey, hey. Hoo. Pretty like da-dine, Zealand day. Hoo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Boom!
Yes, Wackers, that was the explosion. What's your view on the explosion this year?
Explosion hitting hard as usual, you know, in his own political way. Sort of good song, you know, Edgar. I mean, Explosion has a way of really bringing the lines together as far as I'm concerned. Sort of similar melody, if you want to, is sort of slow songs, which is what he's strong with. And with the singing team, not much change from last in terms of lyrical content, you know, we're just continuing with the same sort of message, if you want, as far as I see it, Edgar.
Yeah, I also feel that in terms of the craftiness, I mean, the song is a soul, right? Or soul, and I was expecting him to use, you know, that as soul, but it's like just a street lamentation about the political issues, and some personal to him too, if you listen. Something about some land, his soul, and he was expecting to get something and he didn't get, you know. But for the kind of writer I know he is, I don't think he matched what he has done in the past. But again, he's in competition and he can present stuff, so we never know.
Actually, it's the first time I actually listening to it. He told me about it already, and tonight I try to disseminate it and try and take in his message. And really, it's a continuation of what I heard him really singing last year.
And you also write on the melody, and that's your forte.
Yeah.
You pick up that quick.
Yeah.
You know, when you say it's not the same melody, it's not the same melody. When
Yeah.
you say it's the same melody, it's the same melody.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes his style though is like it's a typical calypso style, a vintage style. So I won't fault him too much for
No,
that.
you cannot blame his authenticity.
Yeah, it's like
because he is authentic calypso. You know, and
like
that
that,
is the
and
good
that
thing about
accepted,
it.
you
Yeah.
know, like the sound,
And he
humanity
can
kind of
deliver,
style,
you know.
yes. So I wouldn't fault him for his style, but lyrically, I think that is, to me, is not one of his best I have heard, you know, because I know if you follow, you just mentioned the Pastor Wine in the song. I mean, Pastor Wine was beautifully crafted. He had another one, To All the Girls I Love. That was another. You know, you have had some really beautifully crafted songs, you know, but that one I'm not sure. It's very straight.
Well, there's something going on stage.
Somebody on stage is like a Calypsonian.
Looks like the next Calypsonian. Is that Edgar?
But it look like a Calypsonian. I'm not sure who it is. You know, if it was Master, I'm not sure.
Let's go on stage and hear what he has to say. Look like he has a small hitch, but
Ba-la, ba-la, bam, ba-la.
well, let's go and say you seem to be doing it
Bam,
sort
bam,
of a
bam, bam,
cappella.
bam, bam, bay. Bam, bam, balam, bam, balap. Bam, bam, balaba, bam, 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 bay. Bam, balam, bam, balap. Bam, balaba, bam, bam, bay. Bam, balam, bam, bay. Bam, balam, bam, bay. Bam, balam, bam, 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 bam. In my country, my sweet, sweet country, first time in its history, we have an election with no opposition. Papa Boji, Oladuka Ale. In my country, my sweet, sweet country, everything is upside down. You call in election, you say is reset. Reform is what the people want. And all those who condone, conniving and staying silent. No matter how long it takes, one day you have to pay. They come to set down the place. First thing is the economy. They resetting the place. Next in line agriculture. They resetting the place. After 22 long years, while them foreigners together with China man taking over Dominica, maybe forever, and them patriots.